Attorney General William Barr seems to be ghosting a little bit on Donald Trump as the White House turns.
Made some very big mistakes. I asked for his resignation.
I'm disappointed in the Attorney General.
Donald Trump may indeed be disappointed in the Attorney General. In a recent interview, William Barr said he did not remember President Trump ever asking him to hold a news conference declaring the commander-in-chief broke no laws in a controversial phone call with the leader of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky. But he acknowledged discussions with the White House on how his department would communicate to the media about this matter. So let me give you his exact quote. He told the Washington Post, "I don't remember any such request. In fact, my recollection is that I told the White House that we would do what we would normally do, and that is issue a press statement," which we did, and that was not an issue. There was no pushback on that. So let me give you some background. It was earlier reported that Donald Trump had urged Attorney General William Barr to do a press conference announcing and declaring that Donald Trump's phone conversation with Vladimir Zelensky was a perfect call. It was perfect, right? Now, Attorney General William Barr didn't do it because, as we all know, it was not a perfect call. He asked Vladimir Zelensky to dig up dirt on his political rival, Joe Biden, and his son, Hunter Biden. And so the Justice Department did release a press release. It did not have William Barr's statement in it. There was no statement from William Barr. He has really distanced himself from this investigation for obvious reasons. How can you defend Donald Trump on the substance of this investigation? There's been so much damning testimony against him from Trump administration officials. So, drums.
I believe that we have a phrase for this. Back pedal, back pedal, back pedal, back pedal. You gotta get out of there, man. Olympic champion in the backstroke. William Barr. That's a pleasant image. Picturing him in the little hat.
We don't need to keep visualizing it.
I'll just leave it at the cap. Okay. So this is a guy who was picked to be his yes man and to cover his ass, and he did. I mean, thoroughly. During the Mueller investigation, Mueller says 10 counts of obstruction of justice. William Barr reads it and goes, Mueller says he's not guilty. What? So he thought, even though Mueller clearly said there are 10 counts of obstruction of justice, he thought, well, I could still say it wasn't, right? That was not a bridge too far for him. But the Ukraine call was so bad that he would not do a press conference and say, no, it was good, right? For Mueller, he did a press conference. He's like, I don't see any obstruction. I don't know what you're talking about. In fact, I think Mueller said he wasn't guilty, right? And then everybody read the report and like, Mueller, Barr, what are you doing? You 100% lied about what Mueller said. So what? So what, right? He's that guy.
He's
that guy. And he looked at the Ukraine call, was like, I'm not touching that, man.
You know why? Because look, the Mueller investigation, when it came to obstruction of justice, I mean, you really need to get into that 400-page report. And the vast majority of Americans aren't gonna do it. It's complicated, right? Now, here's the reality. What Donald Trump did here, as the simpleton that he is very simple to understand. He asked a foreign country, a foreign government to dig up dirt on his political rival. You can't do that, that's obvious, and it's easy to understand. And at this point, you have several White House officials, people who are working under Donald Trump, coming forward and providing damning testimony to prove his guilt here. And so William Barr would be stupid to do that press conference. Then you're on the record, there's video of you defending a president who has done something incredibly wrong, who might get impeached over what he did.
And one more note on that's important. Remember, he's also implicated because Trump said on the call, William Barr will call you. And there was separate reporting saying that Barr was furious about that. It's like, what are you telling them? I'm the Attorney General, what the hell would I call a foreign government for? Like, just Trump has no understanding. He's 3 years into his presidency, no understanding of the presidency, of the office at all. If you wanted an official government representative to call Zelensky, it wouldn't be your agriculture secretary and it wouldn't be your attorney general. That doesn't make any sense. And And so instead of having a State Department official call, he's like, oh, I'll have my personal lawyer call you and the Attorney General. Why? Because he's an idiot. He does. So Barr sees that and he's like, oh, for God's sake, not only are you guilty, now I might be guilty if people think I actually did call him, because then I'd be part of the crime. Oops, that's why he's not out there, because it's obviously a crime and he would not like to go to prison.
Exactly. So one thing that I did want to bring up in the context of William Barr running away from defending Trump publicly is what John Dean said recently on cable news. So John Dean is actually, or was, a White House lawyer under the Nixon administration. So he knows a thing or two about impeachment investigations. And get a load of what he had to say about the first day of public hearings in the Trump impeachment investigation.
We know from what's come out of the executive sessions, generally where this is going. And what struck me today in listening to these two witnesses is they already have more than they had against Richard Nixon to impeach him. Just on all accounts, because the evidence is there.
Oops.
Yeah, look, Nixon did a lot of things wrong as well, and John Dean would know that. But here we have 4 crimes against Trump, and so it's the 2 crimes in Ukraine, soliciting the help from a foreign government, and bribery/extortion for the quid pro quo, and then you have the obstruction charges from Mueller for the Russia investigation. By the way, same idea, different countries, but hey, why don't you help me against my political opponent? Even though, and in the case of Russia, you're arguably one of our top adversaries. I mean, it's. Before Trump, all of this was unimaginable. And then the 4th crime, of course, is the hush money to his mistresses that he was having sex with while his wife was pregnant at times. And he wanted to hush them up, so he had his lawyer, who's now in jail, pay them off, and that is another campaign finance violation, clear felony. Well, how do I know it's a clear felony? Well, his co-conspirator is in prison. And by the way, his other co-conspirator, his other lawyer/fixer, Rudy Giuliani, currently being investigated by the Manhattan prosecutors and the Justice Department. And Trump's own Justice Department is considering putting Trump's second lawyer in jail. Gee, I wonder if he's guilty. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.